Hello and welcome, this is MegaCorp, and we're back with some more of the multi-consumer products playthrough of Stellaris using the MegaCorp DLC. So I just took a look at the slave market here, and there's nothing for sale here. There's only been one thing for sale here the entire playthrough, and that was a robot, which we did purchase. And I don't expect there to be much here. That's because just about every empire in this galaxy has slavery prohibited and does not like slavery. And alliances are pretty important for us. We need to start getting alliances, especially as we have a very powerful rival here. And we do have a friendly relationship with the Imperium of Verver and these guys down here, but both of them don't like slavery. We have a penalty to relationship due to that slavery, and we're not really using it. So as a result, I already opened up the policies here, and we're just going to turn slavery to prohibited. Now, we can't change our mind and go back to slavery for 10 years, and it's going to make the cost of the slave market go up, but there's nothing here anyway, so it's not really going to matter in my mind. The only problem may be is robots and their relationship with things, but I don't think that's going to change. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, so they're still in servitude. I don't think that changing slavery is going to... And then we may need to wait for a tick, but I don't think that's going to impact that. So, again, I'm not sure. We may have to wait for a little bit of a tick here to see how relationship is going to change, because some of these guys... Okay, they don't... where's one that we know for sure? Like the Imperium of Verver, they had a penalty towards us. Okay. So we no longer have that penalty. It's being shown here. So as a result, how far away are we from getting alliances? We're still quite a ways away from this, and this is because they're already in a defensive pact. But hopefully, again, maybe with a little bit more time, we'll improve relationship with a number of different empires because we've changed that policy. And it's not really going to affect us in any other way because we don't have slaves. There aren't any slaves for purchase. We don't really have an easy means of getting slaves at the moment. So yeah, that's just, we're going to go ahead with that. So let's continue here. As far as what's going on at the moment, I'd like to just continue to build up my fleet, which we do need resources to be able to do that. Okay, good. We have this research now, so we can use our construction ship to do stuff. And I did keep it in that location, so that's good. Let's take a look at what research we can get here. So, got defense platform hull points. Okay. So that is semi-useful. Unlocks a building, civilian fabricators. So it turns minerals into consumer goods. Okay, something we already could do. And it looks like 30 for 30. That may be an upgrade of the civilian structures that we already have, which honestly could be good. Do we have the strategic resource, though, to run that? No, we don't. So we shouldn't take that technology because we don't have the strategic resource to run it. So this is a viable tech. Coil gun, maybe not as useful. And then afterburners, that could be useful, but I kind of like the power generation over the speed boost that I believe this gives you. Yeah. So the question is, what do you take out of this? I'm not sure I really want to go down the kinetic weapon path. So I guess we take the thing that is for sure useful, the rare technology here. Okay, I mean, we are using defensive platforms, so it does work for us, and I kind of plan to build more once we have the resources to do so. All right, so now that we have that done, let's grab our construction ship here. And build the mining station to get that strategic resource. And then we'll send that ship on down this way because we want to do stuff in here. What else do we have going on? Science ships, they're doing their thing. Okay, you're going down that way. And what is the other science ship doing? It's kind of backwards, isn't it? I just kind of realized that, isn't it? That's definitely backwards. Okay. How about you survey that system? And you, who are closer to the other thing, I believe what I was trying to do is send that science ship all the way over here because it's something to do. So yeah, let's get it going. War system. Yeah, that's kind of backwards, the way that I had that, because the one that's closer is going to the thing that's further away, you know, yeah, alright. Well, now that we fix that, that's good. And I can continue to build up the Gargantua station, but again, we're using resources for one thing at the moment, and that is to build up our fleet. And we're still a ways away from where I would like to be on that. Oh, speaking of which,
upscaling complete.
merge these together. So how's our main fleet looking? We've got 2K fleet power. And then this ship just popped out. And we're going to send that down to our main fleet as well. How are we doing in relative military power to our enemies? So our main enemy are these guys. And we are looking at... Okay, we finally got our economic power to be equivalent. They were superior at one point. They're still superior in technology, and they're still overwhelming in fleet power. And that really does concern me. That's why I'm trying to churn out ships as fast as I can. Now, I'm not that close to the naval cap. We're still a ways to go, and that may be the main reason why they're overwhelming. They have, obviously, superior tech to me, but that may only be giving them a slight difference. I think what it is they have, they already got that technology for cap, and they probably already maxed out. So that's my assumption. So hopefully once we get to the upper limit of this capacity, we'll see a closing of that gap, but we'll have to see, of course. How are we doing on Hicklem over here? Okay, we've got 7 houses. 7 houses, 19 amenities, so we're good in both those regards. We've got 4 more jobs, so that's alright, in my mind. Really, I think tech-wise, what we want,
upscaling
at least in
complete.
engineering. Okay, the mining base is finished, so I'm going to send you on over here, because this is just a crazy amount of resources, so obviously we want to go there. We afford the alloys. Well, let's move there for now, because with the rate that we produce alloys, we only need 100, so that's not going to be too expensive. And we've got a lot of time to get there still. So what we should be doing is going to Gorham Station and building another destroyer. So those are at 237 apiece. We end up with 90 alloys left over, so we're not that far away from getting another station. Which we're going to, well, outpost. We're going to be putting here, so we can get all these juicy resources. Not much in the way of minerals, but a lot of strategic resources
Special
and other
project
things.
actualized.
Okay, we've got space amoebas, the entities encountered by our fleets some time ago. Our spaceborne forms of life, quickly nicknamed space amoeba. Following a tactician's gross misreading of initial sensor output, the creature is in fact larger than the average MCP corvette. The creature displays aggressive behavior towards MCP ships, but further study might be warranted. Okay, so we've got 2 choices here. Amoeba Hunter modifier added, giving the following effects. Damage to space amoebas plus 33%. 1,000 energy for every space amoeba fleet destroyed. Or Fascinating Creatures. Issue special project Space Amoeba Study. Well, the space amoebas were really far away, and unlike the way the game was in the past, there are not quite as many of these, what I call neutral entities. So I'm not really sure we're ever going to send a fleet over to kill them, but at the same time, are we ever going to send somebody to research them? I don't think so. And I think this, you'd still have to go in and fight them, I think, either way. So I think you can get technology, perhaps, by doing this special study, but it's not something that's going to be high on my priority list, so... As an evil corp, I think we want the money. Easy prey. I guess if it had given me technology, that'd be nice too, because we do care about things like that with our corporation. If we can keep ahead technologically, we've got cutting-edge products to sell to our consumers, right? Starting to recover our minerals. I'm going to allow that to kind of play itself out. You have 25 population. You have 26 population. You have 58. We are running close to running out of housing, but we are building that up, so it's not that big of a deal. Oh, okay, we just got both population points. I guess, robot. That's interesting. The robots now look like this. I know we bought a robot at one point. Oh, we can pick what type of population this creates. So it didn't create this population at first, but it is now. I think we want to do the one that we have the benefits, right? So housing usage and assembly speed. Yeah, let's do that one. Not sure why there's two different choices here. I guess it's just different appearance, perhaps, because otherwise these have the same traits. All right, and we've locked that in too because we don't want them to produce this. This is the thing that we purchased, and obviously it seems like we cannot really, we can't really upgrade this. It seems, at least I don't think we can. Maybe we can. I'd actually have to look at that. Species. It might be a separate species. It is. So we could create a different template for this type of robot. Because at the moment it doesn't have one, but it has the points, the tech points. Now we only have one population of this type of robot. So the question is, what do we want to do with that robot? Now I believe it's over in one of our other systems. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, it's over in here, and it's currently a farmer. So we could adjust it specifically for farming purposes, make it have high output or something. That is a possibility. And kind of specialize them into that regard. Let's take a look at it. Because the other ones I kind of made them so that we could churn them out. But let's see what we can do with this squid type robot here. All right. Let's see. So we've got durable robot upkeep. We've got the assembly speed. Top assembly cost. Okay, so that's cheaper to make. Double jointed, so that you mean you could pack them in. Resources from any job. Okay, but that's 3 points, so you'd have to take one negative, right? So maybe something like bulky. I mean, it does look bulky, doesn't it? Or custom made, or luxurious. You know, those are possibilities. We've got harvester, and this is where you could go for the food production. And this is obviously a bigger bonus than the flat bonus of the 5% that you get from efficient processors. Or you could do power drill, and then it'd be a mining robot. Well, I mean, this looks like a harvester to me, right? I mean, it's got all these arms. It can harvest crops. I mean, I'm just kind of BSing with that. But if we're going to go off its appearance, we could go with harvesters. We could go bulky to jam in something else. But what would we do? Durable, more assembly speed, assembly cost. I think we go harvester. I think that makes sense from a standpoint. I mean, this is a catch-all, so I was tempted to do this one. And it would be like a more expensive but higher production output robot. Well, it's not necessarily more expensive. It's bigger. But yeah, I like the harvester idea. It's something we can get going right now. So we'll create template. There'll probably be a project once it's done. Because there's currently only one population, it shouldn't be a big project, so that'll be all right, I think. All right, so we get our harvester robots. Okay, let's continue. So there was an advantage there in buying that robot, because now we have more or less 2 robot types. Because I don't think, under the species type, that I can create a new template here off of this one. I can modify the template, but I can't create a new one, whereas this actually gave me a second template, so that was actually really cool that we bought that. Alright, so we've got traditions available, and we're currently working on supremacy because we want the combat capability. So ship build cost reduced by 10% and build speed increased, okay. Well, I think what we want is this one so we can churn out ships faster. That was the whole idea. Yeah, let's go with that. Master ship rights. Yes. Okay, and speaking of which, Forum did finish the destroyer, so we'll send that on down. And then we'll go back to Gorham. And we'll build another destroyer here, which is reduced in cost and should pop out a little bit faster as well. And we'll grab these and merge them up. We're still at 2K, alright. How's the war going? I haven't looked at that in a little while. So we'll look at our friends here. Where do we see that? Okay, attacker war exhaustion 56%, defender war exhaustion 37%. So they've jumped ahead even more. We're almost at 20% difference. So yeah, the defenders are doing quite well, and that's good because the defenders are our friends. So that works for us. Oh, that's right. We have another thing here. Well, we're building a building, so I can wait a little bit longer, and that will allow us to get more minerals. Oh, well, yeah, that's right. You gotta hit apply. Apply template. I mean, there's only one. So it's 1,600 cost. Apply template.
Situation log revised.
So I'll only take they're really going to take 23 months? Seems like a long time for just one population. Oh well, we're still getting what we want. Our admirals died. I'm not too worried about that, though, because we are not really at war. And if we're not at war, I don't really care about things like that. Our general's probably going to die soon, too. We've got some older scientists that are probably going to die fairly soon as well. I mean, this guy, he's really holding out. He's been our scientist probably from the beginning of the game. Gorath and Regulus Prime finished their things, so they now have a bit more housing and jobs. But speaking of jobs, we have an open building slot. So we've got 10 amenities, and it'd probably help to have more. So let's see what we can get here. I'm a little concerned if I do the one thing I want to do, which is Hollow Theater. It only has an upkeep of 2, so I guess we'd be alright with that, but population is also going to consume that. But we get 20 amenities here, and that would hold us out for quite a while. So I think that's the right call. And it'll also give us 2 jobs. So we push that out a little bit further, so by the time we get to the 65 population, we'd be fine with that. Alright, let's go ahead and do the Hollow Theaters. Okay, and the other thing We went back to assembling these robots. What happened with that? We may have switched to the harvester type. And honestly, I may not be that upset with that. Because we could switch out. Well, the question is, how are we doing with our other planets? Because we could kick robots over to where we have jobs. But right now, well, I guess in some ways what you could do is you could use the robots to work jobs and then make your population do other jobs. Like, so, like over here, we'd have those harvester robots. And then that would kick the our own people over into like technician jobs. We could do the same thing over in Goroth, because I think there was a free technician spot. Yeah, right there. And then over in Regulus, we have a one open farmer slot, so I think that would work out. So I'm gonna have to keep on top of it if that's what we do. But I'm fairly certain it is producing this particular one. So just to make sure, we'll lock that in. May have lost progress because I did that. I'm really not uncertain why it took off my checkbox of where I wanted it to be building robots, but oh well. All right. Okay. Let's continue.
Upscaling
Oh, actually,
complete.
this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is MegaCorp signing out.